Yeah, they're getting killed too. I turned on the game. It was 20-7 at the end of the
Yeah.
first. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yo, what's happening, everybody? I didn't know you started that quickly. This is Eric. This is Blake. This is the Fantasy C on Tab podcast, hosted by the Fantasy Six Pack. This is the last episode. This is our. We didn't have a pendulum episode, so we're just gonna go ahead and say this is our last one for the season at least. It's championship week of the 2023 season. Got a game going on right now. Actually, the Joku was going off, but he just fumbled. A little big fool looking dude. Looks like the Predator. Um, But yeah, just for next year and for the offseason, football, basketball is coming up. Become an All-X member of the Fantasy Six Pack to get access to the award-winning rankings, DFS projections, betting advice, and other league-winning content. Best of all, you get access to us on the Discord, where you can get custom advice for your leagues. Go to fantasysixpack.net/plans. Use FF playoffs to save 25% when you sign up today. Um, Speaking of,
Yo, real quick, we got a couple viewers in here. If you had Amari Cooper last week and he got you to the championship, and now he's not playing, like, leave a comment. Like, we want to know, because that's something we were just talking about. Amari Cooper in one of my leagues, like, I didn't make the playoffs, but he got me 62 points in one league. And so I'm like, I wonder
yeah.
who else got 62 points out of Amari Cooper and then immediately didn't make the playoffs. So
Oh my
hit us
gosh.
up. Let us know. Put a comment if you have Amari Cooper and he is failing you right now by not playing this game. What's up, Eric? How was your Christmas, man?
That was good, dude. We got the little foster baby we're adopting. We're trying to adopt right now. So it was his first Christmas, so we did that. He got more presents than anybody I've ever seen, and
Right.
he's a month old, and he didn't. He just lays there and sleeps, so he can't open the presents. But yeah, so that was cool. But yeah, I mean, I immediately went back to work Tuesday, so it wasn't that cool.
Yeah, same for me. Literally Monday open all day, and then Sunday and Monday was just all moving around doing stuff. So it wasn't even like I had a day off. So yeah, back to work. But I found out I have New Year's Day off. So I was like, oh, I'm doing something for
Nice.
New Year's now for sure.
Um, but yeah, so it seems like we got quite a bit of people in here. This isn't like a normal fantasy football stakes for Marlon.
That's
Uh,
Marlon.
Marlon lost it. Like I feel for my boy Marlon. He lost in like 3 big leagues last week in the semis, so it's tough. Fantasy football, you have the best team all year, and then you get to the semis and your team just shits the bed. He actually lost to me in one of the leagues, so I know
He actually
that.
lost to my brother who had Amari Cooper. Now
Ah,
I got to go look at the scores because I think if Amari Cooper wouldn't, he had a really good game.
yeah, he didn't have a
Um,
shot against me. Like all my players went off, and not he didn't have a lot,
That's funny
going
too,
for
because
him.
he was
So
trying to get me to trade him Amari Cooper. So you're lucky I didn't trade him Amari Cooper. He would have beat you, dude.
I don't know. I think I won by like 80 points though. Like it was it was
Oh,
a lot
really?
more than
Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't really a close game. I don't want like I said, Marlon's my boy. I don't want to talk any shit, but
Oh yeah. So look,
yeah, I was winning. I
Marlon
won by 90. So
lost.
yeah.
Marlon lost in this league by 50 points. He had
Ooh,
210. Matt
get
had
him.
260, and Amari Cooper had
Damn,
61.
that's tough. Like you lose and you score 200 points. Like I mean, you did what you had to do. I mean, if he doesn't have a guy score 60 points,
And the dudes in the other two matchups scored 180 and 148. So yeah,
that's your dad. Your dad was the 148.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I bet he exploded, huh?
He was mad, but he said he knew it was coming just based on all the stuff that was happening. Like Pacheco got hurt.
Yeah,
Devonte Adams had one catch.
one catch. That's tough.
Um, his
Speaking
kicker
of,
got hurt. He always loves to mention when my kicker got hurt. Raise your
yeah,
hand if you hate fantasy football. Let's go right here. I hate to love it. I love to hate it. One of those.
But yeah, so usually on these shows we kind of go over like what happened the past week, but I don't think we should do that. I think since our last one, we're just going to talk about some playoffs. Talk about if you guys have any questions, please feel free. I had Jamie Bureau. No, I had Cooper in 3 of my finals, but I kind of didn't want to play him anyway with other options like Reed and Roshan.
How can you not want to play
Yeah,
him,
but to say I
Jimmy,
don't,
after
especially
a
with Reed and Roshan.
55? I mean, in some leagues he only had like 40, but in most leagues he's having 50
Yeah.
plus. So
But I
how
mean,
did you
also
not
over
want
for
to
those
play
two
him?
options either. I mean, Khalil Herbert looked pretty good last week, so I'm assuming he's probably going to get some touches
In
no
fact,
matter what.
something you want to hear something funny? The guy who's in the championship in my other league, in my big money league, his starting running backs are
Was Roshan?
yeah, I
You're
told
about
you this
Connor's brother.
already, huh? Yeah, Roshan
So
Johnson and Chuba Hubbard are his starting running backs, and he won in the semifinals.
that's nice. I mean, especially he didn't really have a choice. I mean, your dad only scored 148, so pretty easy to beat that.
Yeah, I mean the stack. He's got the Dak Prescott, CD Lamb stack.
That's pretty good. And they went off last week. They've been going off all season, really. CD Lamb's like not too far behind Tyreek Hill in points.
Yeah, so
which is crazy because CD's awesome and Tyreek missed a game. So that's how awesome Tyreek was doing before he got hurt.
He's saying because Cooper's playing Sauce, that's why he didn't want to start him. I didn't even think about that, but now that you say that, yeah, he probably wouldn't have wanted to start him.
But I mean, the Browns are kind of kicking the Jets' butt right now, and it looks like Joe Flacco's tossing it on them.
I'll tell you what, though, it would be a thing for you to. It's kind of in a weird way nice that he didn't play because then you don't have the option. Because like, imagine you start him because Amari Cooper's really crazy. Like he'll get you 60 and the next week get you 1. Like I had him in the league a few years ago for a few years. So imagine you have him and he gets you 1. Like at least you can just know you're putting someone else in and he's not going to totally screw you.
Your dog just said like, pay attention to me, man.
Yeah, like all of a sudden she's like, I want to be on the. She wants to be on the camera.
Hey,
you want to be on the camera, Luna?
What's up, pretty?
I probably need to beat her, so just do a little vamping real quick.
But yeah, with since we're talking about the playoffs, I'm actually in the league that we did with all the fantasy 6-pack with some of the guests that
for this website, right?
We were able to get some there. I actually made the championship against Jordan Schultz, so none of the fans made it. We also both played a fan last week, and the dude I was playing had Demarcus Robinson and. Let's see who else. He had Demarcus Robinson and George Pickens both played early. So like I was down 60 points to start the week or 50 points or something like that to start the week. So I was like, I'm not going to win in that league. And then he just he had Devontae Adams. So like he kind of had a few players that just kind of crap. ETN, he had him and Kelsey and Kenneth Walker and Devontae Adams. So they all kind of shit the bed.
Man, Kelsey's really been a disappointment. I was going to trade for him in one league, so I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, so I ended up winning. So now I'm playing Jordan. Here's the lineups, guys, for everybody that's still watching. Here's the lineups. This is mine. I'm starting golf, unfortunately. Jahmyr Gibbs, Joe Mixon, Mike Evans, Michael Pittman, Debo, the tight end for the Titans. I don't want to butcher his name.
Just call him Chig, I think.
Chigozium Akinwa. And then I got Josh Jacobs and DeAndre Swift. And just in case Josh Jacobs gets hurt, I also have Zamir White on the bench. So that's good. And then we're playing against Matt Stafford, Saquon, D. Henry, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin, DJ Moore, Tyler Kraft, Tucker Kraft, DK Metcalf, and Raheem Mostert. So
Mostert got hurt last week too, right? That sounds like you could beat that dude.
I think he only had 19 carries, yeah. But like I don't know what happened with my team. It's just all of a sudden, like in the past 7 weeks, it just went off. Like I'm on like a 7-game win streak. It just started winning and I never stopped. Team started
the depth at wide receiver, and then I gave you Mixon, so that helps for sure.
And then Gibbs resurgence started really coming through.
It's funny, we kind of had we had very similar teams, but except separate. Like where I was deep at running back, and you were kind of deep at running back too, but you had way more wide receivers. It seemed like.
Well, in the middle of the season, I also traded before he got hurt. I traded Kyron Williams for Mike Evans, so that helped too because I had so many running backs. I mean, I got Gibbs, Swift, and Jacobs. So I can afford to get rid of Kyron, especially since when he got hurt, that really helped. But then
that guy's like a league winner now too. So
yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty solid at running back, especially with Zamir White in case Josh Jacobs get hurt.
Right. So, plus he got Mixon back out of me. So here we go. We got a question here. This guy, our boy Chad says, my brain is so fried on my QB situation. I'm spiraling between Tyrod, Mullins, Stidham, Carr, Bryce, and Zappy. That's a lot of decisions to have.
You can already off the front of the top take off Mullins. Hall is going to start. I think his name is right. The other guy. So Mullins got benched. So you don't got to worry about that.
Carr. I mean,
is it weird that I'm leaning towards Carr?
What's the points in your league, Chad? Because I mean, Carr sucks, but he's going to get 300 yards and 2 touchdowns.
We got to win. Game. We got to win too. So
he's going to keep throwing
so we have to win, and
I would not start Zappy.
No, I wouldn't start.
Who are the
Bryce Young? Definitely not.
Yeah, who is it? Bryce Young actually outscored Mahomes last week. By the way, I was playing Mahomes in another league in the toilet bowl, and Bryce Young outscored him. So that's how Mahomes' season is going.
And if you've watched our show the past few weeks, you know that we're not Derek Carr fans. So us saying Derek Carr just because all those other guys are terrible.
Bryce he's had in stats really. I mean, he's good for 2 garbage time touchdowns usually. So
that's true as well. And I think we're playing the Bucs, so it's like a little bit more of a rivalry game. We can't go down like we did
He's with us. In theory, Tyrod has the best matchup, but it's Tyrod and Giants wide
But it's
receivers.
Derek
Then
Carr,
Carr
yeah.
has the next best matchup, but it's Derek Carr.
But he
we
he
feel
has
you.
better receivers too. Chris Olave, Shaheed, Kamara. I think Kamara's going to do really good this week because he had such a bad game last week. Let's hope. I mean, I'm still a hopeful Saints fan, but
Here's a stat. Because we were right about a couple of things, so I want to mention a few things we were right about. Alvin Kamara leads all running backs in receptions.
still this year.
And we said to draft him high, so hopefully that paid off for some people. They drafted him. Another guy me and you both liked was
You know what's been annoying about watching us? Like I've been talking like last game, we were terrible. I mean, against the Rams. It was just horrible to watch. But like we didn't try to run a screen until the last drive of the game. Why? We have the best running back, we have the best pass catching running back besides McCaffrey in the league. And we're running two screens the whole entire game. They both are after the game's out of reach. It just doesn't make sense to me.
That's what's annoying about it, dude. We'll be down. The same thing with the Lions. We were down the whole week and the whole game, and then at the end, we were like, "Let's just
come back and try to win.
to win this." Yeah,
we throw a deep pass to A.T. Perry and just mosses somebody in the end zone to make it even closer than it was. But our defense looks bad too now. Like we don't. I mean, Puka and Cup are good. Obviously, we don't have Lattimore because apparently him and the Dennis Allen are fighting. But there he is. That's who I'm playing in the fantasy six pack.
Fellow podcaster JJ Jordan Schultz.
Dude. Good luck, dude. My team's been on a tear, but that trophy's gonna look. This is not where I usually shoot, but it's gonna look good next to me. I always like to take home the trophy. X play, he knows.
Yeah, so I mean, we had in that league, Schultz was winning for.
I think he was first place.
He's been first. He was first place basically all year. So it's number one versus. I mean, you were 8 for.
I was number 2.
Yeah, you were 10 and 8 for a while, and then you went on that streak. So
yeah,
you're definitely like the hot guy riding into the playoffs, and he's kind of just coasting as the 1 seed, So
yeah, absolutely. So it'll be close. We both have good matchups. Hopefully, I think I have DK Metcalf in a league, but I think I benched him this week because of the matchup.
Urog says he would start Carr. He's with us. He's a top 17 start this week, eh?
Top 17 is such a horrible thing to say, right?
But those other guys you named, like Tyrod's, I mean, it's not like his rushing floor is really that big either.
Elijah Moore just caught a touchdown, so that probably would have been Amari Cooper. So that probably would have been Cooper. Look, there he goes.
Hey, P-Rock, if you're a Browns fan, just let us know, dude.
Flacco's just a baller now all of a sudden, huh? He's just playing well.
Dude. To think we could have had Flacco, we could have had Baker Mayfield, we could have had literally anybody other than we could have had Flacco for $1, dude.
I'm starting to think like remember all the teams that have been taken past not taken, but like always thought they were just a quarterback away. Like the Colts when they signed Phillip Rivers or the Colts when they signed Matt Ryan. They were all, but they didn't sign them to fat ass contracts that are guaranteed. We signed Eric Carter a 4-year, $150 million contract. Why? Why do we sign him for so many years? He's been terrible.
I think he wanted to go somewhere else is the thing, and we kind of broke off the check to get him here. So that's kind of the worst part about it.
I wish we'd have just let him go. I mean, jeez. I'd rather have just sucked this year but not been stuck with a quarterback situation. Now it's going to be hard to do we draft a quarterback? Or are we going to have a good enough pick to draft a quarterback?
Oh, but check this out. The Raiders won this week or last week.
Yeah.
And so they jumped us. Yeah, they jumped us because they were ahead of us in the draft order. So since they won, we're now ahead of them because I was thinking they might draft Jaden Daniels. So I was like, yes, jump us. Thank you, Raiders.
You know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen? We're going to beat the Bucs this weekend, and we're going to have the same record, and then they're going to lose the next week, and we're going to win the beat against the Falcons. We're going to make playoffs.
No, dude. I mean, 9-8 record, we're going to get that's a very safe thing to happen. We'll probably beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. Sorry, JJ, but
I don't see that happening.
Schultz is a Cowboys fan, but I mean, the Cowboys have to come to the Dome though, and we suck on the. I mean, they suck on the road. We kind of
true. I mean, Dak Prescott's just bad isn't really a clutch quarterback. I would say, right? I mean, he hasn't been pretty good against the better teams this year.
He had a good drive last week against Miami, but the defense then shit the bed. So it's like, what can you do? He actually finally had a drive that was like, okay, Dak Prescott. This is what people have been saying. He actually has one of the higher MVP odds too, I think. So, but now it's like Lamar Jackson's to lose. We said, like we've been saying, I can't believe. I mean, I know Tyreek Hill's been hurt, but I can't believe they're not going to give it to Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey. Those are the guys who have been like carrying their teams, like.
Yep.
What did we say about old Brock Purdy? 4 picks. People were making they were like, oh, well, one got tipped and one his elbow was hit.
Yeah, they were
It's
trying to
like,
make
yeah,
excuses.
but guess what he never did throughout the whole game? Win the game just by himself. And that's what Drew
Right.
Brees could do. Drew Brees didn't need no. I
Dude.
can't believe people were comparing that dude to Drew Brees. It was
I saw that
offensive,
they were like,
highly offensive.
this is just another Drew Brees. I'm like, that's a yeah. It's if people just discredit Drew Brees like he isn't one of the top 3 quarterbacks of all time. It's kind of annoying, especially like people that didn't watch the Saints. That's all they saw is the record.
I mean, they said he was a more athletic Drew Brees. Drew Brees beat Andy Roddick at tennis when he was like 12, dude. Drew Brees hit a spin move on my birthday in Atlanta to win a touchdown. To score a touchdown to win the game. So like, Drew Brees is athletic. I don't care what y'all say. He was 40 doing spin moves. Is that
Nice.
not like the definition of athleticism? I don't see Joe Flacco doing any spin moves. He's got a cannon though. Jeez.
Yeah, but
Chad says perennial trash wide receiver Michael Thomas. Those are fighting words, dude. Those are fighting words. I heard a rumor that Michael Thomas is going to go to the Chiefs this year. Or not a rumor, but I think someone tweeted that, and I was like,
I just don't see how people can like look at the past obviously 4 or so seasons of Michael Thomas were bad, but like just off Michael Thomas' seasons before he got hurt that one time is a Hall of Fame numbers, right? I mean, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Those numbers were the first like 4, I think he had the most.
I don't think he can have 4, even if they're 4 All-Pro seasons in a row. Like I don't think he can make the.
He owns the record for the most catches ever in a season. He owns the records for like the most yards or most catches ever in like the first 4 seasons.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
he has like so many records. And he was just like I said, the most catches in the season. Saints Hall of Fame. I mean, yeah.
Well, that
sure.
too. Definitely that.
Technically, Michael Thomas is the best receiver the Saints have ever had.
The Eagles should retire his number because he owns them.
That's true as well. Him and AK. Remember that 4th down? We were winning by like 40.
Remember when Alshon Jeffrey had hands like bricks?
I was there for that.
Me too.
But no. Remember, it was like 4th and like 40, and we were winning by like 40, and Drew Brees just hit Camaro. We were out for a touchdown.
Yeah,
Marlo was in the stage for that. I think that's probably why he hates the Saints so much. He saw Camaro.
See, this guy gets it. Chad gets it, dude. Drew made practice squad guys relevant, and it's totally true. Brock Purdy he's been playing well, but he's not. If he didn't have Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, CMC, like obviously you can say, well, yeah, no team's gonna. But yeah, Drew Brees was throwing to Lance Moore and freaking Willie Snead.
And I think his highest drafted receiver was Robert Meacham. And Robert Meacham was terrible.
Robert Meacham wasn't good. He made him good. And guess what? Jimmy Graham was a basketball player before he turned him into a Hall of Fame tight end.
Yeah, if Jimmy Graham would have stayed with the Saints and not went to the Seahawks, Jimmy Graham would probably be the most decorated tight end in the world in ever right now, I would think.
E-Rock knows what's up, dude. T.O., come out of retirement, bro. He's probably still got a 6-pack.
Probably so. I think he does. Him and Chad Ochocinco.
I just don't think he could take a hit, dude. Like, he probably still pretty straight line fast, but there's no way he could take a hit.
But they were the reason I brought that up is because the Chiefs this year, Patrick Mahomes, they're already telling Patrick Mahomes is the top 10 quarterback of all time. They have no receivers this year, right? So they're saying that it's all the receivers' fault, all these other receivers' fault. But like Drew Brees, like you said, he had practice squad guys going. He had one game where he threw 5 touchdowns to all practice squad guys.
I remember that.
So and we won. So it's like good quarterbacks make their receivers.
The craziest part too, Chad's in here mentioning Colston. Colston was a 7th round pick out of Hofstra. He was a tight end at Hofstra, and the next year we drafted him. Hofstra literally deleted their football program. Like they canceled it. So yeah, he turned Colston great, but we were talking about a tight end who played wide receiver. So I mean, I'm telling you what, Jimmy Graham scored multiple touchdowns this year. Yeah, 1-yard touchdowns mostly, fades and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy Graham, if Jimmy Graham was stayed with the Saints his whole career and with Drew Brees, he'd have been the most decorated receiver of all time. I mean,
he got greedy, dude. I think his agent was in his ear, dude. He wanted to be paid like a wide receiver because he mostly played the slot. That's what he was saying.
He was our leading receiver. I mean,
yeah, it's but dude, just
Travis Kelce gets paid like that.
You know what? I'll take credit away from Drew Brees in one area is that he never took the Tom Brady discount. He could have done us a solid and taken $14 million a year a few years.
I don't think that's true. He wasn't a highest paid guy though. He was always in the bottom tier.
No. I just mean he always had a big cap hit. He could have found ways to do things.
You got to pay
the
Brady. I mean, look at Mahomes has just got paid $500 million.
Think about how he never had a like. If we could have had like Andre Johnson or something.
Honestly, the receivers didn't matter. It was the defense that we needed to work on, and we never did. We always had a top offense. We just never had a good defense. Drew Brees would score 50 points. Drew Brees would score 50 points and lose.
But maybe we would have scored 60 points if we had Andre Johnson or Anquan Bolden or Larry Fitzgerald.
2011, when we lost in the NFC Championship to the 49ers. Drew Brees scored with a minute left, but of course our defense let the Vernon Davis score a touchdown.
Vernon Davis, yeah. Alex Smith run for 40 yards and then Vernon Davis catching a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what's the worst part about that game when I look back on it? I was at work. I was like still in high school. I was working at a gas station and I was listening to the game like over the loudspeaker at my gas station. So I heard that whole game on the radio. And like Pierre Thomas got hurt in the first quarter and stuff. And it was just like, and we still like should have won. That was like an all-time defense. And Drew Brees threw for like 500 yards.
That was like Drew Brees' best season he ever had. I think that was the year he threw for like 5,500 yards and had like 48 touchdowns or something. Like it was something ridiculous.
Didn't win the MVP, yeah.
Didn't win the MVP.
Like Manning or something.
We lost in the NFC Championship because of our defense. Then we had the year before the no call. We had Minnesota Vikings. He scores with no time left, and they scored on some fluke play that Marcus Williams looked like a jackass trying to make a stop.
Yeah,
we lose. Drew Brees should have had multiple Super Bowl appearances. Damn, hang on.
And he definitely put a comment in the chat if you think the Saints had a Super Bowl appearance stolen from them. We still had an opportunity in overtime. I totally get that, but we had a Super Bowl opportunity stolen from us.
Yeah, but we had an opportunity in overtime. But if you go back and look at the play he threw a pick on in the overtime, it was hands to the face. Like he got like hit like this, and he threw like.
Oh yeah, he got destroyed. The ball went straight up in the air, got picked. Yeah, I mean,
of course they didn't call it. I mean, and after that, the whole state of the Saints just changed. You know what I mean? Like it was never going to happen. That we're going to hear about that for like the rest of our lives. Like we're going to tell our sons. When we're terrible Saints, if we ever get good again, look, man, I was around when the no call happened. I
still don't forgive my dad because we had tickets to that game, and like we went to the Eagles game the week before, and we were down 14-0. You remember? And then we came back and won, and so that was awesome to watch in person. I was like, and so we were going to go to the next game, and then my dad decided he didn't want to go. And like I always regret it because like I swear, and I really mean this. No one ever believes me when I say it, but like I would have ran on the field, dude. Like I would have jumped on the field and like went crazy, like if they didn't throw that flag, dude. Because Tommy Lee Lewis got absolutely destroyed. He popped up way too quick. Like Tommy Lee Lewis lay on the ground like you died, bro. Sell the penalty, dude. Like dudes do it all the time. Yeah, Chad, I'm with you on this. 5 weeks ago, he's the best 49ers QB of all time. I think somebody compared him to Joe Montana. Like, it might have been like Steve Young or something. Like, somebody was like, he's kind of like Joe Montana. I was like, are you really being a crazy person right now?
My boy was crying. I had to go. I got him in my arms right now. He's going to be on the podcast. But yeah, dude, it's just such a ridiculous situation. We got robbed so many times as Saints fans, and people just see us as like complainers now. It's crazy.
B-Rock says Jimmy Graham has 4 touchdowns this year. Dude, he should have 20. We only just started throwing him the ball.
Dude,
he has 5 catches and 4 touchdowns.
His hands are like ridiculous still. Like even though back in the day he used to be a chess catcher, but I was at the game a couple weeks ago. We were playing the Panthers, and he made that catch right before the touchdown, and like he was guarded, and like he caught it like this. And I was like, dude, that's what we've been missing. Every time Jimmy Graham does anything, the crowd erupts. Like, get him the ball. Like, that's what a good coach would do. Like, get your playmaker the ball.
Marlon says he needs to get your boy an Eagles onesie.
He's not going to wear it. He's got a 41 onesie in the room right now. I just haven't put it on him yet because we're terrible.
I think Chad's still trying to compare Drew Brees to Kittle. I mean, and I do remember Drew Brees might have had a 5-pick game against the Falcons before. But all I'm trying to say between Purdy and Brees is that Drew Brees would go win a game. Purdy is managing the game. He's managing the players. I'm pretty sure the 49ers with Purdy are like 0-8 when they're down in the fourth quarter. Some stat like that.
I wouldn't say
he's never going to go win a game.
Right. I wouldn't say Brock Purdy's a bad quarterback. I don't think he's been great this year. Like the reason that people are talking about it is they're saying he's an MVP. And it's like he's not even like I don't even think he's a top 5 player on his own team, much less MVP of the season. I think Christian McCaffrey's better than him, obviously. Debo, George Kittle, Trent Williams, and then some players on defense. I think Brandon Ayuk might be better than him. You know what I mean? I'd rather have all those guys on my team than Brock Purdy. If he was on the Saints right now, would we be winning games?
Right.
So
I could say maybe we might have won a game or two more, but he wouldn't be carrying
true.
the squad. That's for sure.
No, I don't think he's not a quarterback that's going to do that.
Joe Flacco just had a completely horrible. That was like vintage Ravens Joe Flacco right there. That was terrible.
Joe Flacco is one of those game managers too. It's not a bad thing. He won a Super Bowl. His defense was just so good.
Yeah, but in that he had the best Super Bowl run of all time as a QB. Like I think he had 11 touchdowns, no interceptions in 3 games or something. Yeah,
they had a really ridiculous team though too. Like that's the year they won this in the New Orleans.
Anquan Bolden, Mike Wallace. Yeah,
that was like the Ray Lewis. Like he had one of the best defense. Ed Reed, just one of the best defense of all time. I mean, but
I would love to have a good defense. It's so fun when you have a good defense. Like
so fun.
I'm sure like the Dome Patrol was really like something to behold.
I mean,
it's 4 linebackers just running around, just like terrorizing people. Like,
so yeah, back to the play. This dude just farted on me. Back to the playoffs. I'm actually in the finals in our 12-pack league too, in our little keeper league. I'm playing my other friend Blake. He's already done the whole basic kind of conceded to me thing where he was like, "Dude, your team is so much better than mine." Just blah. I was like, "Don't do that. I have the worst luck of all time. Like, I'll lose." So,
dude, I'm put a comment in the chat if someone concedes, I take it, dude. If you concede, game over. I'm the winner. We're not even playing the games. Close out the lineups. I won. Like I hate
Blake saying this because a few years ago, I think it was like three years ago, maybe. On my rap to a second in a row sleazy championship. I was down by like 40 points or something. I was like, "There's no way I'm gonna come back and beat him." It was me and him in the playoffs. And
he texted me, "Good game." That means it's over. Yeah. Good game. You lost, bro. And I look back on that, and then the next week I scored like 240. So I was technically the champion that year. And then you conceded. And then I played next week and had.
He's a UCF champion, and then I think it was like David Johnson or something. David Johnson had like 35 points. Yeah. And like I ended up crushing him in the end. And he was texting me. He was like, "This isn't fair. You already conceded." Blah, blah.
I think he ended up beating me by like 7 or something. And the worst part was I started freaking that like Broncos running back who like played wide receiver and played quarterback one week during COVID or something. Kendall, I think his name was like Kendall.
Yes, Kendall.
I started him over freaking the old backup running back Giovanni Bernard. And if I just would have started Giovanni Bernard, I would have won, dude. It wouldn't even matter what David Johnson did. And like, it was one of those things where like I got up early. I had Bernard in. I got up early. And I usually sleep through like the first 12 o'clock, first hour of the 12 o'clock game. So I got up early and like tinkered with my lineup, dude. Such a Ruxin move, dude. I freaking tinkered, man. The tinker champion, dude. Gosh. I really be tinkering sometimes.
The year before though, that's when I played. That was my second championship. The first one is when. That's what I was going to tell you. I wanted to talk about Connor's in the championship in our dynasty league too. Like first time I've ever been in a league where Connor is alone in the championship. Like the only other job was the fantasy he won with Sev.
Connor and Matt both in championships this year. That's crazy. Well, the world is probably ending. Like, I just got to say.
Yeah, I beat him in the championship that year in Sleazy because he started Mike Boone over like Mark Andrews or something. Like.
Never let him forget.
Mike Boone.
He had Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, and so he could have started both of them because we have multiple flexes. But Mike Boone was the starting running back for the Vikings that week because, like Peyton. I mean, Toby Gerhart got hurt or something, and so he's like, "I'm going to start Mark Boone, man. They got 32 points last week, and the matchup wasn't very good, whatever it was." And it's like, dude, you have Travis Kelce and you have Mark Andrews.
That was Lamar Jackson's MVP season too,
right? So like, and those Lamar Jackson's MVP season, and so I told him who to start. I remember because we used to be roommates, me and this guy. So I told him who to start. He ignores me, starts Mike Boone, and he loses. And we never let him live it down, dude.
And he
started the third string running back, dude. What are you doing?
He only lost by 10 points too. Like that's the crazy part. He only lost by 10, so easily would have won because I think Mike Boone got 0. Like I think that's what he got.
Oh no, he had it was low. It was like. Definitely not more than 7 points or something. Man. See, and then he comes back and makes that throw, dude.
I think you're behind because I'm watching it.
Is this dude knocked out on the field?
What?
Oh, dude, the guy's arms are like flailing. Are you?
But like what I wanted to tell you, he's starting in the championship.
He's making another crazy start. I gotta go look.
I don't think it's crazy. It's just like he's starting Baker Mayfield over Tua right now. Over Tua, and I'm just like,
what did Baker do against the Saints last game though? He had like 25.
He did ball out, but like, don't you think that's a little crazy though? Like Tua is like, I think Baker's
Tyreek gonna play.
Well. Yes, but I think Jalen Waddle might be out.
Ooh.
But like Tyreek, I don't know. It's just, I don't think I would bench Tua. I don't bench the guy that got me there. You know what I mean? For freaking Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? I think I'm behind actually because I just saw the hit. That was Elijah Moore.
Yeah, that dude was like flailing on the ground.
He's got a concussion for sure. I mean, his face hit the ground.
Wait,
but yeah, guys.
Oh, you're talking about Connor made the championship in 12-pack? That can't be possible.
No, in Florida leagues.
Wait, but I'm looking at it right now, and it says that
it's Connor versus Kyle. Kyle took that.
Oh, it is Connor versus Kyle. Okay, I thought that wasn't right.
Kyle took that team that was in last place last year that had the first pick of the draft and made it to the championship.
And he's starting Drake London and James Conner. Like, how do you go to the?
Well, he ended in like 4th or 5th place this year, but he's had some insane matchups.
Oh, George Pickens probably had
Pickens
40 last week.
The week before he started the Raiders defense. Like,
right.
He's gotten like really lucky with some of these plays.
I like this. He has people's names of who he got the trade from under.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I gave him Mixon and Godwin for Bijan, basically.
He's not even starting Godwin. He needs to take out Drake London and put in Godwin, dude. Like, I don't know what he's doing.
Well, London is just up and down. You know what I mean? Like, he's either gonna ball or he's not gonna do anything.
Wow, dude. Connor is in the championship. Trey McBride probably really started helping him too. I got him in another league.
Yeah,
that's one where I wish I would have. I think that was one where I was being quiet about it. Like, I didn't want people to draft him. I didn't want to not that our platform is so huge that it would boost the stock. But I've been on Trey McBride since I saw him at the combine, dude. I've had him on my taxi squad and sleazy for like 3 years. I didn't even take him off this year because I was like, I suck. Like, I'm not wasting it. Like, I'm gonna keep this dude for free next year. So for 6, he has Baker. Okay, Piron's got Baker. Oh, okay. Is that a 4-point quarterback touchdown league? We don't speak of those. Like, I have Baker ranked in the top 5, and Lou says 2 as a sit. Okay, all right. So these guys are saying, one guy's saying
top 5.
Baker as a top 5, 2 as a sit.
Against the
Saints defense hasn't been great. Waddle is out. Mostert's hurt. A-Chain's at well below 100. I mean, those are all true things. Plus, do the Dolphins even need to win this game? That's another thing you need to think about too.
I think they do. I think they didn't they lose last week?
Yeah, but they're not like in danger of missing the playoffs. I don't think it's all about seeding, and they might want to play whoever. If they lose, they'll play that seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. But
this is tough. You got the Tyreek Hill factor though, dude. I mean, but then you have the Mike Evans factor on the other side. But Mike Evans plays terrible against the Saints.
Oh. Joe Flacco just got punched in the face and kept going. Good for him.
Are you worried about Mike Evans against Marshawn Lattimore this week?
Lattimore's not playing.
Oh, he isn't.
Oh, my God.
Wow. It's all set up for you, dude. Jordan doesn't even know how set up it is for you, dude.
Jerome Ford has scored a huge touchdown. And Kyle has Jerome Ford against Connor.
I saw that. He just scored, too.
That's the second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, that was like a 45-yard touchdown or something?
That was nice. He just broke 3 tackles for that. Good for him.
Deshaun Watson's trying to look happy. Bro, you're so mad Joe Flacco's doing well right now. He's taking your team to the playoffs.
The Browns are about to be 11-5, and they haven't had their quarterback all year. That's crazy.
They've started 4 different quarterbacks this year.
Joe Flacco's the man. Is Joe Flacco going to lead them to the Super Bowl?
I mean, look at him, dude.
That'd be crazy.
Saints could have had him for $1.7 million probably.
Yeah, we got Derek Carr for freaking.
Now tell me why Derek Carr can't do this. You're telling me Derek Carr's slower than freaking Joe Flacco?
But yeah, dude, I gotta feed this guy. You want to keep going, or you want to? What you think? I know you probably want to play some COD.
No, I mean it's good, dude. We wanted to mention that you're in the playoffs or the championship in the league against our buddy Jordan, who's also on the website. Go watch Jordan's show. He's got great info. I think he might be going live Saturday or Sunday about DFS, not DFS, about Dynasty. He has a really great Dynasty podcast called
Yeah, he
Dynasty
does.
Six
Go,
Pack.
go up.
So y'all check that
He's
out.
Jordan. I'm gonna whip that ass this week. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just like trophies, so I gotta have it. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
it's been fun this season. We're gonna be doing. Maybe we'll do a couple shows in the off season, and we'll definitely do some more next year. We had fun doing it this year. The viewers kept going up this year. Like you said, we had like 22 viewers when we first started this week. So maybe we should do it more on Thursdays when the games are starting.
Right, during the middle of a game too.
Right.
So
But
thanks
yeah, it was
everybody
really
for
fun, guys.
watching.
Thanks for yeah, Fantasy on Tap podcast. Hopefully we can go up from here. You want to know how much I hate Derek Carr? we don't like Derek Carr either. Trust me, we do not like him either.
Browns are missing 50% of the starters, P-Rock says, and they're about to be 11-5. Meanwhile, the Saints have been relatively healthy. I'll say relatively healthy, and we're 7-8. We're 7-8, right?
I'm coming.
So we could still go 9-8, and we could still finish above 500.
Yeah, we can still make the playoffs. Like
that's how easy our schedule is, dude. God, any other coach with half a brain would be 15-2 in this season, dude. This is crazy. All right, well, we'll let you go. Eric's a new dad, so he's got some babying to do. Go father that child, man.
All right, y'all. It was fun.
Place.
We're gonna tap on out of here for the last time. We'll see y'all again next year.
All right, tap out.